what drew us together and the common theme was around cities, and the UN has basically raised with us the possibility of joining their Marrakech Process. The Marrakech Process is essentially a way of the UN getting free money and expertise, I guess, but it's a way of implementing their consumption production program globally, with the aim that cities, countries would lead on major themes, for example, sustainable buildings or sustainable products or sustainable tourism. And it's been unclear what that was. But at that time, we sort of reserved the space of sustainable cities so that we still, within the UN context, have a reserved spot to lead a sort of international task force around sustainable cities coming out of Melbourne. Now, I was in Hanoi recently for the next iteration of that same conference where a workshop was held on the Marrakech Process. It's evolved a little further, but they're really looking to see these task forces lead thinking over the next 2 or 3 years, and sometime around 2010 to have an international event where each of these themes would come together and really sort of set the international agenda for sustainable consumption production for the next decade. At the time I discussed the sort of things that were happening here as an alternative to just talking, but actually using the web in an innovative way. There's a huge amount of enthusiasm for this sort of network of sustainablecities.coms. So that possibility is there. I think clearly from the discussion tonight, we are talking globally. We're not the only city that's trying to deal with this. There's a lot of the experience is not just amongst us that we have to share. The experience is other cities. The experience is actually working globally. And I think that the Marrakech Process really is a way, if we want to be serious about this and network here, that we can actually network effectively globally as well and really start to lead this joined-up thinking, which isn't happening that much, particularly amongst the sort of people that we've got in this room tonight. But if we do that, we can do it with actually Melbourne sitting pretty much at the top end of it, which is a good outcome for the city and for all of us involved. So that possibility is there, and Chris and I are discussing this. So if we're going to actually stand up and say we'd like to see this Melbourne model adopted in other cities as a way of networking, we have to get it working here first. And it is this group of people as well as what might happen on the web. So that possibility is there, and it's one that we're still keen to try and pursue. Thanks.